Hi Cappies, welcome to Eight of Cups Tarot and welcome to your cards for October. And I don't know why I almost said July. That was weird. So welcome. These videos are coming out a little bit later than I had hoped. I had every intention of getting ahead of the game this month, and then all those aspects I've been talking about started in my life, certainly, and probably for you too. I think in the past week I've been through a breakup. I hurt my back, haven't been feeling good. My dog is sick, got him better, and today we discovered fleas. So it's, and it's only Wednesday. It's only Wednesday as I'm taping this. So it's been a long couple of days. And like I said, I think we're all going through this. This is this Mars square Saturn, which is your fourth house and your first house, your identity and who you want to be and who you're becoming, even your physical body, coming up against Mars retrograde, which is, it's draining our energy. And things are provoking us. In your fourth house, it's definitely emotionally provoking you. It may involve situations with actual real estate or your home. It could talk about your parents or your family. Most likely, it will play out in deep emotional ways. So it doesn't necessarily have to be about those things, but ultimately they are affecting those things in your life. So this month is the culmination of 2020. Looking at all of this aspects that we've been through, this month is the absolute grinder, the worst of it. So I'm trying as much as I can to explain to everybody that these are transits. We're meant to feel them, we're meant to have these experiences, and then we can release them. And so if you're going through tough times, if you're hitting those frustrations, delays, irritations, people really kind of, provoking you, it's important to be able to take a breather, take a step back, ground yourself as much as you can this month, and keep it a little bit under control, because that Mars retrograde with the Mercury retrograde in Scorpio, which is in your 11th house, you may have a tendency to really sort of lose it, lose control, lose your temper a little bit, say the wrong things to the wrong people at the wrong time. Mars retrograde in Scorpio in your 11th house can bring about a lot of information, but it could also be somewhat of a pleasant experience. And I'm actually seeing that playing out in your cards, where you might actually get in touch with people from your past, old friends. Maybe there's, high school reunions or something going on, getting together for the beginning of the holidays, whatever it might be. It might be a nice point to meet up with these people, to see these people. If it does play out in a frustrating manner, like I said, it might be best to kind of lay back this month, maybe do a little bit less socializing, definitely cut back on the social media. It's not going to serve you or your energy to be arguing on Facebook about politics right now. To each their own, but if you want to find a way to kind of get through this energy smoothly, I just wouldn't advise a lot of inviting confrontation. Now, I don't think that confrontation is really your thing right now, Capricorn, but it could be. Your energy for this month is a Queen of Fire. And I'm so drawn to this card. If you could see closely, look how beautiful she is. She's really, it kind of feels like she knows exactly who she is, and she knows exactly what she wants. Now, this could represent a man as well. This is definitely gender neutral, but the energy of the feminine is that of attracting people to you, and you may be coming off as extremely attractive this month. Now, we have Venus moving into Virgo, which is trining your energy, which means there's a nice harmonious feel. You might be feeling pretty good about yourself. And like I said, there's a grounded element as well. So it's not like you're walking around with this huge ego or anything like that. It's just that really grounded energy where you know exactly what your worth is, and you're attracting things that are vibrating at your vibration. That's where it gets tricky this month. Your environment card is the World card, card number 21, breaking down to a 3. Now, I have to tell you, there's a lot of 3s in this reading. There's a lot of repeated messages about manifestation. So it's really super important, like I said, to keep a positive mindset. Watch where your thoughts are taking you this month. South Node in your 12th house, there may be some major purging going on at this time, releasing and letting go. Because you have to understand that you have within this month, and it might be somewhat jarring energy early on in the month, we have Saturn stationing to move direct and Pluto stationing to move direct, all in your first house, Capricorn. So this represents this very Saturnian energy where you've learned your lessons. You know, Saturn's almost done with you. A couple of months left, and then Saturn moves into Aquarius, makes this conjunction with Jupiter in your second house. And I have a feeling that that's when things actually really start to move for my Capricorns. The end of 2020 is going to be the end of a lot of things, a lot of cycles in our lives, a lot of patterns that we carried with us, a lot of those thought processes. And seeing as though you're coming out as a Queen of Fire next to the world tells me that you're leaving a lot of stuff behind. You're closing a lot of things out. The overall energy for the reading is that of the Nine of Wands. This tells me that you're carrying a lot of defenses with you. You might really be instinctually putting this wall up around you. And that 12th house transit that you're going through is going to bring up a lot of stuff that maybe you didn't realize was creating these behaviors within you. This is like deep psychological stuff, and a lot of times it has to do with, it's a house of hidden enemies. So it could be, really karmic relationships that you have to start to see clearly this month. You have to start to see the purpose in these relationships and these experiences that you're having. And you have to you have a moment of accountability for your role. Now, I get it. If you've been in bad relationships or you've had shitty jobs and people have taken you for granted, it's really easy to slip into, well, this is just how things go for me, or this is the type of people that I attract. It could either drain your self-worth, it could drain your confidence, or you could really take a moment to see it clearly, to look at it for what it is, and change your behavior, change your thought patterns, change what you are manifesting, okay? Now, your first row of cards is the Lovers, the Hierophant, and the Page of Swords. This is some big stuff, okay? Now I'm going to jump around a little bit so I could explain these cards better and the messages that I'm getting from them. So I want to just take a look at the Lovers card. Can this be a relationship? Yes, absolutely. This could be a connection that you have. If you are here and you're thinking, I've been single for a really long time and I have no idea who you're talking about, well, this is a relationship that you have with yourself. Even if this isn't, even if you're not single, even if you are struggling in a relationship right now, or if you're struggling with, a work partner, co-workers, whatever it is, some kind of a partnership in your life, it is a reflection of the relationship that you have with yourself. That's what the Lover's card is. Now, it could be really great if you're thinking highly of yourself, if you know what you want and you know how to ask for it and you have those expectations. But sometimes when we don't feel good about ourselves, when we're not in the correct mindset, if we've come out of a bad relationship, we've had some bad experiences, and we feel down, we don't feel so sure, we don't have a really great relationship or a trust in love and in other people, then that is exactly what we attract, okay? We attract the things that we're meant to experience in our lives so that we could change our behavior and attract better things. Now, typically you wouldn't get this kind of speech because the Lover's card popped out, but I say this because it comes out next to this Oracle card, which is that of the Sorcerer. Card number 48. You actually have two cards that came out with the number 48, also breaking down to a 3, talking about the level of which you are creating your life. Okay, whether you're intentionally creating these situations or not, they are within you and they are a reflection of you. The good news is the Hierophant tells me that you are wanting more. You are wanting and expecting more from people. This is a balancing. This next to the Sorcerer means that if you've been in bad relationships, shitty jobs, shitty partnerships, if you've been going through a certain level of trust issues with your partner, now is the time for Capricorn to say, why is this happening to me? Why am I going through this? Why is this pattern? Because the world represents a pattern that we're in, right? Why am I repeating this cycle over and over? Maybe you fall head over heels for somebody, or maybe you accept a job thinking that it's going to be the greatest thing that ever happened to you, and you go into it with these really great expectations, and it turns out that the person isn't who you thought they were going to be, or the situation wasn't exactly how they had portrayed it. And picking up on a certain level with the Sorcerer that there's a repeated habit of deception. And I'm wondering, Capricorn, if you're not starting to realize how important it is. The way that you feel about yourself, the way that you talk to yourself is exactly what the universe is going to give you. I say that because next to the Hierophant, the card that tells me that you want to change, you want to move to the next level. On a mundane level, this could be in a relationship with somebody and you want to take it to the next level. I'm worth more to you than just, casual stuff. You want a real relationship, a real partnership. You want to attract somebody who gives the same amount of good, positive energy that you bring to a relationship. And the Sorcerer tells me that maybe you've been attracting a somewhat darker narrative for yourself. But here's the thing. This Page of Swords is about communication. Now, you may have communication come up about a relationship and taking it to the next level. Maybe you're fed up. This Mars retrograde in your 4th, meaning you want to set down roots, right? We really want to set down roots somewhere. Maybe we want to move into a new house. Maybe we want to move in with a partner. Maybe we want to take things to the next level, get married, have the babies, do all the things, right? Are you expressing yourself correctly? With the Page of Swords, if you're getting into scenarios where maybe you're expressing that your expectations aren't high, and then you get into the relationship and it gets a little awkward, right? It gets a little awkward because you don't know exactly where you stand. Maybe you jump into things a little bit quickly. And then it's hard for you to tell people what you need. Next to this card comes the Oracle card. I love this card. A leg up. You see that? I don't know if you can get a really clear picture, but there's a tiny little baby crawling on top of, the mama bear. And this means that I think, Capricorn, you're moving into this phase where you want to attract people that are willing to invest in you. Okay? Maybe you've been giving a lot of people your energy and it hasn't been returned. And the Page of Swords says all you have to do is ask. Now, it may not be that simple. It may not be like, well, I'm going to ask so-and-so, or I'm going to tell this person that I really need this, and this done. I want to take this relationship to the next level. I don't want to just be dating anymore. Okay? Or a creative project even, something that you really want growth in. And yet you have to have the ability to say, these are my expectations. It really is that simple, because one of two things can happen. The person can say to you, I can't meet those expectations. And then there you go. You have your answer, you have your information, you have your plan, you move on. Because the Queen of Fire is really in control of her life. She's really in control of her destiny. And nothing is going to stop her. And so people in your life that are representing some kind of potential, but not quite getting there, they're not serving you. And I think in October, it starts to feel like, I don't really have time for this. But Capricorn, it's really important for you to start expressing your needs, expressing your wants. Now, I also want to say, Capricorn, with this 9 of Wands, you may have had some walls up. You may have really portrayed yourself to not be interested in those really deep partnerships. And this comes across as being a little bit controlling or super independent. Maybe you come across in these ways and without realizing it, you may intimidate people. The Hierophant also can be an intimidating energy. And so maybe there's a Capricorn here who really does want a partnership. They really do want somebody to fulfill them. And yet maybe you're stuck in old relationships, in old relationship patterns with people that are really used to you being super independent, you not needing anybody else there. Maybe if you were in a place in your life where you were super focused on your career, right? And I know that's such a cliche for Capricorn, but if you're really focused on one part of your life, and maybe you were attracting people that were also really focused on their careers, and Capricorns really do walk a fine line between wanting that partner. You have Cancer in the 7th house, so you want that nurturing, and you do nurture other people. But yet there's also a need with Capricorn for there to be space to grow individually. You are definitely not codependent in any way. And sometimes that doesn't always serve you. And I think I'm really picking up more than anything in all of these cards, Capricorn, is maybe you didn't realize what you truly wanted. This is 2020. This is all of us looking at our life and saying, why is this even here? Why do I even want this? This isn't what's really in my heart. These aren't the things that are really important to me. Remember, we're rearranging our priorities. And my Capricorn rising, especially, you have to understand that you are under an immense transformation more than anybody else in the zodiac, right? You've been under this really crazy transformation of who you are, like at a core level. So you may have been really career oriented for all of these years, and then suddenly you wake up one day and you say, "Wait, but I want a family, and I want a husband and a wife. I want that house. I want that picket fence," or vice versa. Maybe you've been in a very nurturing, loving family environment, and suddenly Capricorn wants a career. Whatever it is for you, it is a major transformation, and it's not going to happen overnight, and it's not going to be easy. We had all these people in our life that fit these roles of what we wanted and what we desired. And when you wake up and you say, but I want something different, the universe is going to take its time. It's going to take its time to clear out the people that no longer fit that vibration and bring in the people that do, or give the people that are there a chance to grow with you. For that, we need patience. For that, we need faith. For that, you have that Hierophant showing up, saying that there's an understanding and a forgiveness in yourself of where you are in life. You don't get down on it. You don't get disappointed. You don't bring up all these resentments, because then you're just going to attract those same things. So October comes through, and it's really, really hard for a lot of people. We're going through a lot of things. It's kind of like one punch after another. All this pressure really forcing you to speak up for yourself, to say the things that you want, to make the plans, to make the moves, to be brave and courageous, and to really embrace who you are at this time. Underneath this Lover's card, you have the King of Pentacles. Now, two things really jump out at me with this King of Pentacles, especially because of this. The King of Pentacles is your energy, Capricorn. And there's something very stoic about that King of Pentacles. There's something very stoic and beautiful about how in control he is, how independent he is. He's so set in his ways and so secure that nothing is really going to rock his world, right? Except for, of course, the lovers. Now, you're in this mentality of being super independent, super stoic, and I like where this is coming out. Because if you look at this card, he's kind of really looking down at this pentacle. And it just makes me feel like he's really observing. He's really watching. And the King of Pentacles doesn't ever have to manipulate other people. He doesn't have to talk people into or make himself feel worthy of. Like, he's already there. He already knows that everything he wants, he can create. He has. It's the King of Earth, so he's able to grow and harvest and provide. So you may be in a really secure place financially. You may be in a really secure place, consciously, in this place of knowing exactly what you deserve. And I think this King of Pentacles is about you, Capricorn, observing those people in your life. waiting to see how they're going to react to the changes that are occurring within you, okay? This second row, King of Pentacles, Two of Pentacles, and the Seven of Swords. There's so much here, and brace yourself because this is going to be a long reading. They all are this month. King of Pentacles next to the Two of Pentacles tells me that maybe your energy has been a little bit juggled in between worlds, trying to decide, do I want that career? Do I want those babies? Do I want this marriage? Do I want to be single? Kind of juggling between two things. Now, maybe that's not your energy. Maybe that's the energy of the person you're with. Like I said, the King of Pentacles is just kind of observing, really sitting back and observing, not trying to control the situation. Just look at it and just start to really look at things for what they are. And I don't like the Two of Pentacles next to the Seven of Swords because it's definitely an energy of deception. Now you have to decide for yourself, is this deception on your end or is it on your partner's end, your business partner, your spouse, your boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever the situation is. There's a sense of denial here. When I looked at the cards, and then ironically next to this Seven of Swords actually came the denial card. Now I look at the Seven of Swords as a gift. I really do. This is a really fantastic karmic lesson. It's a karmic lesson in how sometimes we could play ourselves. Now, like I said, we're all changing. I don't want to come across as playing yourself, but there's certain situations we find ourselves in that we think are acceptable. We think they're okay. They work with our lives. They're convenient. It works. Yeah. Is it devotion? Is it everything I ever wanted or dreamed of? No, but it's convenient. It's there. It's okay for now. Maybe you think it's okay forever. But when you start to step into this power, which is what's going to happen as Pluto moves direct the first week, and Venus being in Virgo, trining your energy, meaning I'm looking for quality. I'm looking for people that really live up to their promises. And I don't think that you're in a situation where anyone is living up to any promises. Next to the King of Pentacles is a card of success. You are in a successful mindset, okay? The success card. I know that there is no greater goal than love. But the King of Pentacles wants quality. And the Hierophant tells me that you probably want something a little bit more traditional, a little bit more devoted, a better commitment. Page of Swords with the Seven of Swords and the Two of Pentacles tells me that maybe you're dealing with somebody who seems to be a little unclear about where they want this to go. Maybe they're a little unclear in how they want to invest in the future. And maybe you've kind of known that for a while now. Maybe you've kind of realized for a little while that this probably wasn't serving you, that this wasn't for your ultimate best. This wasn't going to offer you growth and love and the things that you are truly worthy of. And like I said, there's a lot of threes in this reading, which makes me a little bit uncomfortable. I'm certainly not here, and please, if this isn't resonating and yet you heard the words three-party situation, Do not start jumping to conclusions. Now is a really bad time to confront things that you aren't sure about. This is really about doing the inner work right now anyways. I think November might be more of a time to really make things official. Remember, we're in Mars retrograde and Mercury retrograde, so even if you are breaking up right now, most likely the situation is still going to be in flux for a little while. It could still go back and forth. And there's a lot of this. There's a lot of this because the very center of your reading is literally somebody going, no, which one do I want? Which way do I want to go? Which path do I want to take? The point is, Capricorn, now is a time for you to really figure out what you want and to say it. Say the things that you want. Say the expectations that you have without fear, without hesitation. This Page of Swords is not an energy that's going to tiptoe around and not hurt anybody's feelings, right? This is childlike communication. In fact, you need to be careful that you don't say things that you regret. This could be immature conversation when it's low vibrational. This could just be throwing around accusations, calling people names, acting like a child, pouting, even withholding information. Especially because it's near the Seven of Swords. So communication really is important this month. And I say that because you also have Neptune in your third, and Pisces is getting activated this month as well, meaning communication can be a little hazy, meaning that maybe even your partner is saying or doing things that are not exactly their true intent either. So what's the answer? Welcome to October. Expect the unexpected. Sit back and observe. Try your best not to react, but do so with the highest level of honesty for your well-being. Now is not the time to make excuses for people either. If somebody is continually proving to you that you are not a priority, that they do not want to invest and grow with you, then you are wasting your time, and time is precious, Capricorn. Time is really precious right now, and your energy is sacred. And honestly, even if you're at home taking 4 naps a week, it is better spent than being in relationships that tear you down, that make you feel like you don't deserve, that you're unworthy of these things that your heart really wants. You really have to go after the things that you truly want and let the rest go. I've heard a couple different brilliant astrologers refer to this energy where you're kind of going through the skinny tube. There was a thing I heard about a pinnacle, which was interesting. I didn't even know what that was. But it's like this big bowl, right? And then it has to be funneled through this tiny little tube to get through the other side. There's a lot of things that aren't going to make it. We're not going to get to keep it through 2020. Bad patterns, nasty ways of thinking of ourselves, playing it small, staying in jobs or relationships that you're not really happy with. These really aren't going to be options. They're just not. The things that you need and the things that you love will stay with you. If you're fearing messing something up, that's ridiculous. If it's meant for you, it'll be okay. As long as you're not, screaming accusations or, this is in it. And I don't say that because Capricorn's like that. Really, you're always very controlled. But that's how frustrating this Mars square Saturn is going to be all month, where it's really going to get you to those levels where you do want to scream at people. You do want to pack your shit up and leave. Pack up your desk and leave and say, I'm out of it. This full moon is very much about that particular energy. So again, Try your best not to react to situations. Be very observant over people's behavior and let it sink in. Now we start to move to the final 3 cards. 3 of Wands, 3 of Cups, Page of Cups. Okay. Here's where we start to get the answers. Here's where that Mars, that Mercury retrograde in Scorpio really starts to talk to us. And it really starts to talk to our intuition with that Neptune in the 3rd. It's a trine. We're going to get some downloads. We've got some Uranus action really going on. The end of the month, we have a full moon conjunct Uranus in your 5th house of relationships, romance, sex, pleasure, the things that we love, social activities. There's good stuff here. There's good stuff coming, regardless of the choices that you make, because I think the universe is really going to force you to make the choices you have to make. I don't even know if that made sense. That was really kind of confusing. But let me make this clear. This King of Pentacles isn't going to move. This is a very stubborn energy, right? The card of Taurus. It's very stubborn. Sometimes it could be where you're expecting an apology. And I see this waiting for somebody to say, I'm sorry, waiting for somebody to say, I want to take this to the next level, waiting for somebody to say, here's a job offer, waiting. This is the energy. Because you're waiting, I have to assume it's not the right thing. I have to assume that by this time you realize that you're waiting for something that may actually never happen. Waiting for a dream that probably isn't going to come true. This 3 of Wands is looking out on barren land. There's no growth. It's too hot. You may be realizing that your time here is probably done. In whatever this is. That somewhere deep down inside of you, you know there's more for you to feel. There's more for you to experience. There's more that you deserve. We have the 2 of Pentacles and the 3 of Cups and a denial card here. Capricorn, if there are things in our life that we are in complete denial over, that's going to end in October. You're going to have to look at it. Mercury in Scorpio, you're going to hear about it. If stuff is going on behind your back, you will know. If people are behaving in ways that are detrimental to you, you will find out. The communication will come. The downloads will come. Your intuition will tell you. You may be dealing with somebody who isn't in a third-party situation, but is overindulging in other ways. The 3 of Cups can be a lot of things. It could just be spending time and energy on other people and not you. You know, it's a card of interference at times. It could be somebody that's just invested too much in their career and not wanting to spend more time nurturing your relationship. It could be somebody who has a drinking problem or a substance abuse issue or, you know, spending too much money, running up credit cards, things that, you know, you don't really want to experience, or you don't want to drag around the consequences for the rest of your life, and you don't have to. I think the question becomes this. I think the question for the entire month is exactly this. What do I want? Do I want something more in my life? Do I want stronger, better structures, better boundaries, better relationships? Do I want commitments and things that I really rely on each other? Or do I want something a little bit more casual, something that may be just a good time, somebody to, that's not a bad thing. It's not. If you're okay with it, that situation can work just great. But you have to be okay with it. And the Hierophant doesn't seem like you're okay with it. Looking at the timing of these cards. 3 of Wands next to a new moon in Cancer. You and your loved ones are safe. Sometimes things don't work out because the universe wants to give you something better. Sometimes we really, really love people or situations, but we know that we have to move on for our growth. And so the new moon in Cancer, which is your 7th house, means that there's something new coming. There's absolutely something new coming your way. And you can consider anything that you've had to leave behind, anything that was deceiving you or just not working out for your greater good. It was the universe protecting you so that you could have what's coming next. I like this 3 of Cups now, because when I look at it this way next to the Page of Cups, there's a lot of opportunity here. And I think it's going to be different for everybody. And that's why they're giving you all the different scenarios here. Some of you, that 3 of Cups is a reconciliation, a reunion, a coming back together. And maybe this was just a lesson in you needing to voice your needs, you needing to ask for help, ask for a better partnership. And maybe this person does. Maybe they do step up to the plate. Maybe they realize they want those things too. Maybe they realize they've been in denial. Maybe. Maybe this 3 of Cups means that you're stepping out of that relationship and you're going out and you're feeling really good about yourself. Queen of Fire, being a little bit more social, as much as we can be. And maybe this Page of Cups is somebody new that you meet. Somebody that you've probably manifested, because he comes out next to Porcupine Spirit. Another card, number 48, breaking down to that 3, that creative mode of manifestation. You are creating your own reality. Time for a beginner's mind. If this is new love, 3 of Wands, you've got your wisdom, you've got your dreams, you've got your passions, and the tools that you need. You've got everything that you need. You're smart, okay? You're not going to attract these same people. They're not going to attract people that just want to, I hate to say it, but use you for your energy. This is people that are going to want to build with you. So you want to be careful, because we've got this 9 of Wands here, meaning defenses are up. What you don't want to do is go and meet somebody new and then just assume or carry on like they're the same person that you carry a lot of resentments for. Do not walk out of this current situation in bad terms. Do not beat yourself up over it. Do not carry anger for this other person. This was such a stepping stone for you. This was such a catalyst for growth, that regardless of how this person was to you, you should find a way to say thank you. Thank you for that experience. Thank you for showing me that. Thank you for showing me how much more I deserved. Porcupine spirit, time for a beginner's mind. If you're going to start dating somebody new, or if you're going to get that new job after leaving this one, go in it with your heart. Go in it with trust. Not crazy, fantasy, dreamy, Neptune kind of haze. But work on that communication and believe that ultimately you will meet that person. This is kind of like just allowing yourself to go out and have fun and don't take it so seriously. All you have to do when you want to manifest something, if you want to manifest a partner, is just imagine what you want to feel like in that relationship. It doesn't matter what they look like, what kind of car they drive. It doesn't matter how you'll meet them. I mean, if the universe has to, they will literally put them on your doorstep. There's nothing you could do to screw it up. Hierophant, you have to believe in it. You have to have faith in it. You have to know it's going to come. And you have to be ready for it. And when it gets there, you can't automatically assume they're going to do the same thing that all these other people did. That they're going to disappoint you in the same ways. That you're not going to be able to trust them. You can't carry that in there. It'll never work out. You'll keep playing this cycle over and over. 2020 is going to force this lesson on you, and it's going to be brutal. So the more flexible you are and the more able to see the greater picture, the easier it's going to be. All right, Caps. Might be a emotional month, but you definitely have the energy to get through this. And remember that you're really attracting to people, that Queen of Fire, like you're really attracting people to you. So take advantage of it and make your dreams come true. I will be seeing you soon. Please remember to like and share and subscribe these videos if they're resonating with you or if they remind you of anyone else. We're really building up the channel. It's getting some good growth now, so I'm really excited about that. And I really, really appreciate spending this time with you guys. Thanks. I love you guys so much. Have a great month of October.